I was like, damn. And especially because the way it happened, you know, he got shot right in front of his house. He was coming out of his house, you know what I'm saying, with his son. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was like, damn, that's fucked up, though. No man need to get shot in front of their house, you know what I'm saying, in front of their son, you know what I'm saying, where they mother live, you know what I mean? I was just like, that's fucked up.
I guess people was saying people was out to get him, people was out to shoot him, and people was wishing a lot of hate on him, and I didn't know if it was because of the song How to Rob or just in general.
One man came right up on Jackson's left side and fired multiple rounds from a 9mm pistol at close range into him. Cent was shot 9 times, including a bullet that entered through his left cheek, knocked out a tooth, and then exited through his lower jaw. Other shots hit his hand, chest, legs, and hip. But despite all of this, he never even lost consciousness.
You come back to the hood driving a new BMW or Benz or whatever, and these people still don't have that, and you're not trying to help people. There's people out there that just want to end it all for you.
You know, in Queens, we from in New York City, period, news travels fast. As soon as he got shot, everybody knew about it. Like 50 Cent got shot 9 times, and everybody was like, wow, damn, that's fucked up.
Because when he got shot up, everybody forgot about him. They was like, oh, he can't rap no more, oh. So they just turned their back on him. Why did I stay with him? Because he had no help. And I always respected 50, always, always. I looked up to son like, what, you want me to roll with you? Hell yeah, that's an honor. I don't care who you got problems with. You know what I mean? I took all that with me too. All the drama he had as well.
Some, possibly including Columbia Records, thought the shooting was the result of the animosity that How to Rob had aroused within the music industry. 3 days after he was shot, Columbia dropped him.
Historically, record companies always make bad decisions.
I didn't know at the time until later on that Columbia dropped him, until he started appearing all over all the mixtapes. I didn't know that Columbia dropped him. You know, I don't think Columbia saw the vision. I think they thought, well, we don't want to be involved in this guy. He's bad news. Somebody's trying to kill him. We don't need him around us. Let's just get rid of him and let him go. And I think that's the biggest mistake Columbia probably ever made, as far as an artist is concerned.
But they slimed 50. Like after 50 got shot, they left him alone. They wasn't even in his corner. They signed him off the company, you know, sign off, tax write-off. Signed him right off because they thought he couldn't rhyme no more because he got shot in the face. Yeah, they turned his back on 50.
That must have been the worst feeling in the goddamn world for anybody. I mean, you know, you think your career was on path. This is something that you really want to do. This is not a drop in the bucket for 50 Cent. He ain't a dude that just started rapping 2 years ago. This is something this kid has always aspired to do. This is what he's always wanted. This is what he's always practiced hard for and wrote songs for, and Ghost wrote songs for other people so he can be able to achieve some success and to come home. You know, that's pouring salt in your wounds. You're already shot 9 times. You think you come home, all right, at least I got my recording career at Columbia, and then that shit is gone. I mean, come on. Then he gets taken off the J-Lo remix, and they put Nas on the remix. It's like, what the fuck? So, you know, then his problems start with Ja Rule, so he just went straight to the mixtape circuit. Like, you know what? Y'all gonna hear me one way or another. And then he blew up on the mixtape shit, man. After that, he was out of here.
Record companies do this, and I'm not just singling out Columbia as one of the few, but they are definitely one of the major ones. I mean, I used to be employed there, so I remember the era, you know, and it happens. I know they're kicking themselves in the asses now, like, damn, I wish we didn't do that.
Once word got out that 50 had been shot so brutally and survived, his legend began to grow. Within months, he was back and bigger than ever.
He didn't get that far before when he was signed to Columbia, but he made a comeback after he got shot, after he got dropped. So one of the things he had to do was align himself with people.
He'd spent his brief time at Columbia wisely, not just recording, but sitting in on business meetings and learning as much as he could about marketing, promotion and distribution. Now, left to his own devices, he decided to use the skills he developed by recording and pushing his own mixtapes.
Promotion-wise, for the streets, that's the illest form of promotion right now that you could do is the mixtapes. It gets your name. You never know whose hand that mixtape is going to get in.
Mixtapes are used when an up-and-coming rapper wants to showcase his own talents, and usually involves rhyming over well-known beats.
Then he has to actually put in the work. He has to go in the studio, bang out, all kinds of verses, give them to DJs, everywhere. He has to go around, do whatever he can to get his name out.
He just kept working, putting out those mixtapes of hot songs, hot lyrics with syrupy hooks that everybody loves to sing, of beats that were currently top 5 songs on all 3 of New York's major, radio stations.
Yeah, 50 changed the game. The game is totally different now. It's over. It's over because now everybody's trying to break an artist in the same way 50 Cent broke an artist. 50 Cent was, you understand, this dude probably has sold just as many mixtapes as albums.
His career was already made up because he had a shot. He was on Columbia, a major label, and now he's on the street. So people are looking at him like, if you couldn't do it then, what makes you think you can do it now?
A lot of times you hear a lot of songs that artists do on other people's records, and then they come out with their own solo effort, and it'll be like 3 good songs, and then you're like, man, I spent $15 for this, and you be mad. So when you can get that street credibility and that street buzz to come from doing underground records, that converts into mainstream record sales when you finally do release commercially. And a lot of people don't understand that.
50's tapes were eagerly swapped and bootlegged among the underground hip-hop community, spreading from New York to LA, London and beyond. The buzz was there.
Of his 6 million and counting debut album, Get Rich and Die Trying, it's not really his debut album. I've gone to places where 50 Cent has performed and saw this guy sell places out, and he didn't have a record out. This is before Wanksta. He was selling out concerts without a fucking record out, where people in the audience knew every word to every song on his mixtapes, because the way 50 changed the game is, he didn't just spit a rhyme on a mixtape, he created songs and put them on a mixtape. He created records like he was an artist. He took other people's records, recreated that record and put it on a mixtape and made it gangsta.
When he started his mixtape on song, other rappers didn't do it the way he did before that. They would be selective about where they gave their raps to, what DJs they gave exclusive verses to or exclusive records to. 50 Cent gave it to everybody. I mean, the formula he set out for himself was pretty plain and simple. I'm going to saturate the market, the streets. I'm going to rise up from the streets. And at the time when he was doing it, other rappers weren't working that hard.
The huge underground popularity of 50 Cent's mixtapes was so overwhelming that 50 decided he would take himself and his crew, the newly formed G Unit, on tour.
Shit, we done, before 50 even got signed, we was on a mixtape tour. We was in Boston, Connecticut, everywhere in the East Coast, everywhere.
I saw him after the Jam Master Jay shooting, and he was doing this unofficial tour from street to street, from hood to hood, whatever arena anybody wanted to have him, he was there making money. And his show was crowded. I mean, people were outside, and this is Newark. People were out, and Newark is a gritty, hard little city. People were outside around the block.
He took LL's record that LL did, the beautiful record LL did about women. 50 took the record, flipped it, and I saw 5,000 people recite every word to that record like it was a hit record that was spinning on the radio. And those records his stuff never got played on the radio. Never.
And he had like maybe his whole crew on stage. Like, his show was not really well defined at the moment. His show up to that point was Just him getting on stage and rapping his records.
You know what I'm saying? Once you on stage going crazy, all the bitches already thinking about who they want to fuck. Cause you know how it is, like, all right, the illest bitch, all right, sure, it's not, all right, I'm gonna get 50.
And outside of the arena, these helicopters are flying over, made it seem like the president was in town. And it was just for 50 Cent.